Do you guys remember the eclipse back in April 8th of 2024, or what I like to call the 88th eclipse, in which the day after we have not just one, but two, three, and four anomalies that were the size of Texas released following that April 8th eclipse. And each one of these came from the same area of the Antarctica ice wall, which a lot of people know now as the dwelling of the mighty Leviathan, the sea serpent. So, I'm not sure how long you guys have been on this channel, but for those of you that have been around a long time, you know that several months before the eclipse, I had you guys looking specifically for these four titans that were to be released following this eclipse and how they would be prepared for a certain time of judgment when they rise up on the land. Well, I'm going to point out something that's been happening at the bottom of the ocean very significantly since the eclipse. A lot of people already talk about the coral bleaching and all the dead fish that are coming out of the water, including the doomsday fish, chewed up whale carcasses, all of these whales trying to get out of the water, and all the strange weather events going on since as well. But what I really want you to pay attention to is what's happening at the very deepest parts of the ocean, because by the end of the year of the eclipse, when we had these four anomalies released into the oceans, we have the first ever United Nations Submarine Cable Advisory Group, whose main objective in this whole thing was start to survey the bottom of the ocean and keep a track of these sea cables at these deepest parts, because the sea cables had become a battleground. First, you have the Red Sea, in which multiple cables were cut in the early part of the year. Around 25% of traffic between Asia and Europe were impacted. Then you have 24 into 2025, where you have at least 11 cables damaged in 15 months, leading to heightened security. And since then, we've had a global average of 200 incidents occurring annually, though most do not cause widespread outages due to rerouting capabilities. But I want you to pay attention to this. It says roughly 80% of the breaks are caused by human activity, fishing and anchors. But there's 20% that they don't even account for. And there have been many submarine operations over cables and pipelines over the past several years up until last week as well. I also find it very interesting that in 2025, a record was set for abandoned ships at sea. Over 410 ships were left stranded at sea in 2025. Oh, and combine this with my many videos over on YouTube where I point out times where cargo ships and military vessels have been attacked and snapped in half since the eclipse as well. And let's also not forget, for some reason, Donald John Trump is preparing for a very powerful reset. I don't know if you've seen Pacific Rim or not, but in Pacific Rim, the beast rising from the sea is exactly what brought in the New World Order, where all the nations came together to fight against one common enemy,